We are in an actual functioning studio this week. Functioning being the operative term doesn't really look great, but we are working. There is stuff on a mannequin. I've had a first fitting. This is where I'd like to be. So today we're going to talk about how I run a first fitting and what a first fitting is actually for. So what is a first fitting? A first fitting is not where you have everything answered. You really barely have your life together in your first fitting. You kind of come in looking a little crazy, or if they come to your house, your room might look like a bomb went off. So what I like to do, I am going to meet you at your place. Usually it was because I did not have a studio or the client lived farther away. And of course, all these kind of things can be written off on your taxes. At the end of your first fitting, this is where things feel real for your client and for yourself. There is something that has gone from paper to fabric. In our case, we've got this guy back here, TBD. We've got all of our notes written all over it. We decided on fabrics. We decided on shiny or matte. There are lots of cool things that happened in the first fitting. A first fitting is probably one of the most misunderstood parts of the design process for the client and for the designer alike. It's the part where we're not sure of anything. We've really brought everything to the table as far as silhouette and as far as what we think would work, and the pattern is going to tell us otherwise. It's going to tell us how far off we are. It's going to make sure that the steps from here on out are clear, concise, and resolved. So I'm going to walk you through how I run a first fitting, what we're actually looking for, what we can resolve, and what we cannot. The first fitting is where we're getting our data. So if you get yourself too caught up in the what ifs and getting yourself psyched out, you just got to move past that, because the first step is not a good looking muslin at all. It is written on, it is marked up. What we want to happen is that when the client puts it on, we can really see that the length is correct, that things are skimming over the right places, and that there aren't any pulling points or gaps in the garment. The wrinkles in the fabric in a garment are pointing to the problem. We've all been there. If you have a skirt that is just a little too tight, you'll notice a straight line across, all the way across, your abdomen or what have you. And that's pointing to the fact that, hey, these side seams are a problem. It's literally telling you the problem right there. So it's showing that overall it's the wrong size. So this is what we're looking for. If your client has pointed out that movement and freedom and ease are all things that are important to them in this final garment, the first fitting is where you're going to make sure that that can happen. You're not using your fashion fabric, you're using muslin or something with a similar stretch for the garment if it's a knit. You're not finishing seams, you're not doing a Hong Kong finish, you're not doing a serged edge anywhere. You are just making it to the body. We need to get you from the paper to the body. This is the first time that the garment exists. It's 3 dimensions right in front of you. It goes from the paper to reality. And I'm looking for the proportions, the silhouette, and the length, and the technical aspects of it, not how pretty it is. So the first thing I like to look at is the overall silhouette. Does this look like the sketch I sent? If the answer is no, we've got some work to do. Next, I want to make sure that the client can move in it. And the next thing I want to cover is if she can move fluidly point to point without showing anything underneath. Once we establish that, I go one piece at a time, pattern piece by pattern piece. I want to hear what they think first, and then my commentary comes second. If there is any changes I need to make, I am writing these down in my notebook. If you were able to get it perfect on the first try, awesome. You can take all the seams out, slap it on the right fabric, and your second fitting is basically made for you. For the rest of us mortals, this first fitting is going to be a garment that doesn't fit, it's too long, too short, what have you, and it's going to be a work in progress. These are the things that make a first fitting work for you, and your second fitting will be so much easier now. You literally just have to look at this to-do list you've made word for word, safety pin by safety pin, and move through the process to build that second garment. We've went into what I'm going for in the first fitting. We've gone through how to make sure that you get to that point properly, how to work with your client appropriately, but we haven't really talked about what we don't want in a first fitting. A first fitting is not for the following. It's not for perfect hems. It's not for a perfect fit. It's not for final neckline decisions. It's not for lace and placement. It's not for closure conversations. The purpose of the first fitting is to make it to the second fitting. If your first fitting is done in under an hour, but still feels a little messy, a little kind of all over the place, just break things down top to bottom, one pattern piece at a time, check your notes, and you're probably on the right path. The first fitting is supposed to be a hot mess because the second fitting is where the real drama happens.